Hello, my loves. Welcome back to Chemistry with Kismet Tarot. I'm Monica, the Kismet Chemist. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Welcome to the family. It is an honor to have you guys here. If you are returning, welcome back. I have missed you guys. All right. So I had today's reading actually planned out differently. So we're going to add a bonus reading in at the end of this week. That was going to be what today's reading is. So you can look at this one kind of as a bonus reading or Saturdays, either one. But my point here is sometimes the best laid plans don't necessarily go as we plan. And that's a lesson that I've learned that lesson so many times in my life, I can't even count. But my husband and I went out and we had Chinese food a while back. And my fortune actually is one of the messages that has sparked this reading. It says, a dream will always triumph over reality once it is given a chance. And then when I pulled the collective runes, I got the star and the man rune. And so this is about recognizing when it's time to wake up from the nightmare, wake up from the illusion, wake up to the actual dream. And we can think of waking up from the dream into reality, but in truth, we want to wake up into the dream. We want to wake up into the life that we wish that we had and realize that the life that we wish we had is the life that we have if we choose to wish it into existence. So we have 3 piles here. Each one of these have their own runes, their own cards, and they are all about helping you wake back up to the dreams. The dreams, the ambitions, the endeavors, the things that you wish that you had, that you have forgotten that wishing it means that you can bring it into your existence. This is about taking that action towards the hopes and the dreams and the enlightenment towards the shooting star. This is about taking those action-oriented steps forward and realizing that you have the power to wish your life into existence, to say, this is what I want for myself, and then to watch as the universe rearranges everything and makes it happen. Maybe that sounds like wishful thinking. Or maybe you guys are having this stirring deep within your heart and your soul that goes, oh my gosh, I forgot what it's like to engage in magic. I forgot what it's like to believe in this stuff. But now is time for you to be able to allow yourself to believe in it once more because it believes in you and it is reaching out to you beyond all comprehensive logic and reason and seeping into your subconscious and unconscious mind, awakening your inner child and going, I'm right here. It's time to wake up to the dream. It's time to see that everything around you is pretty dreamy. And you are too. So without further ado, let's find out how you can wake up to the dream. Pile 1, we have the romance rune. And this is the key card. And I'm not going to move them up because there's something kind of whimsical about having it be a little bit off kilter with the lighting, a little bit, hard to decipher the pictures, but the energy is what you're meant to discern. So pile 2, we have the eye rune as well as this image and card. And pile 3, we have the sun rune with this image and card. Now, without further ado, I'm going to leave you guys here, give you guys some meditation music and some bird song, and let you guys tap into the energy, to your inner child, to your inner knowing, and to your guides, and allow yourself to be led to the pile or piles that are right for you. And I will see you there, my loves. Hello, pile one. If you chose the first rune stone, the romance rune, as well as the first card and image, this is about how you can wake up to your dream. So this is the image that you guys chose. And I am moving it up closer for you guys to take a look here. Because the thing is you guys have the romance rune. And then you've got this person who is shielding their eyes, but they're shielding their eyes not from the sun, but from a full moon. It's this kind of feeling of when the darkness finally gets illuminated, when we finally see through it, that's when we have to shield ourselves from seeing it, because the reality is just so much. Like, what if it's true? What if it's real? What if this can happen? As I was preparing for your pile, but also preparing for this reading, I got to thinking about learning how to ask for help, and how there is a small factor of this concept or ideation of learned helplessness, where when we ask for help from other people on things that we just genuinely need help with, like for instance, with me, my elbow is really messed up. It hurts a lot. But if I ask somebody for help with reaching something, then am I not learning how to be helpless? Am I not taking away my own independence and my own strength? No, I'm not. I'm not. But it's an irrational notion and ideation that I have, that in order to ask for help, I have to sacrifice some part of myself. When there is this illumination in the darkness that we can just simply ask for help, we can ask for help. We can come together with another person. We can not have to live forever alone. When we start looking at that light instead of shielding our eyes from it, that's when we see that there's this offer of hope, this genuine, soft, gentle offer of hope, of love, of peace, of prosperity. Whatever it is that your dream is, the core of it is an essence and an energy of hope. So when we are coming out of the darkness and we're coming into the light, and all of a sudden the darkness is illuminated and we can see, you know what, there are mountains and there's a river and there's an ocean and there's a lake and there is this and there is that. There are all these things that I've always wanted to see, but I've been so blinded by this, or I've been so blinded by that, or I've been stuck so far or so deep in the darkness that I haven't been able to open my eyes and look around and actually see the wonder and the wisdom and the awe and the amazing beauty that I have all around me. When that offer of hope, that light comes in, man, that can be scary. That can be terrifying. But pile one, this is about you allowing yourself to see the light of hope again, to see the light that comes forth and is offered to you. And you say, okay, let's take a look. So without further ado, let's take a look at your tarot cards. So we're working with the Psychic Tarot here. And then I have a smattering of Rebecca Campbell's cards. This one is Healing Waters. We've got Starseed Oracle, and then we've got the Oracle of the Rose. Her cards really were pulling to me a lot. So that's a very interesting take on this reading, because there's a very gentle, loving energy to it. And then we're going to finish it off with doing some bibliomancy. Yeah, we've got Suffering in Silence. Look, you're staring out and you know that there are mountains, but everything is shrouded and clouded. You're up there, you climb this mountain, but it's been a long journey. It's been painful. But have you talked to anybody? Have you asked anybody? No. Why? Because you're worried about deception. You're worried about envy. You're worried about all of these things. What can go wrong? If you live your life based off of Murphy's Law, what can go wrong will go wrong. When you live off of Murphy's Law, then you're not allowing yourself any possibility of truth and prosperity, because what can go wrong will go wrong. So that's what you come to expect. When you come to expect that, that basically is you sending out wishes into the universe saying, I wish that this would happen because it's something that's familiar and it's something that I know of. And that can seem really audacious for a person to be like, yeah, but you're wishing for this. Because who in their right mind is going to wish for deception? Who's going to wish for people to be envious? Who is going to wish for destruction and the worst case scenario? No one. No one really is going to wish that for themselves. But when we put that expectation that this is what could happen, this is what I expect to happen, then the universe goes, okay, well, you're expecting that to happen. So that must be what you want to happen. So I'm going to give to you what it is that you want to happen. If you say, I expect that I'm going to have to go through this alone, and I expect that I'm going to have to suffer in silence, and I expect all of this. I expect that if I ask for something from someone, I'm not going to know how to handle it by myself ever again. And therefore, I'm going to be helpless. Now, I'm helpless, but then the universe is like, but don't you want to be helpless? Because you're putting that out into the universe. You're putting that energy out. And so I'm going to respond with situations that make you feel helpless. So you're going to have to ask for help. And then you beat up on yourself, and then you suffer in silence, and you're stuck in this place. And then you look at people who are uniquely independent, and then you start feeling like, well, I want to be like that. But you already are like that. You have been like that, but then you veered to the other side. Do you see what I mean, pile one? Like this back and forth and to and fro energy is what is clogging up this waking up to the dream. It's this mental energy of, I want to go this direction and I want to do this, but if I do this, then this is going to happen. And the more that you put out that expectation, the more that expectation seeks to come into you. Because even if you don't want what you could be prepared for, you're preparing for that situation. So the trick is to prepare yourself for a better situation. I prepare myself for people to love me. I prepare myself for people to enjoy my readings. I prepare myself for positivity, not for deception, not for negativity, not for me being unheard or unseen, not for this, not for that. I prepare myself for the things that I want to experience or the things that I know I am destined to experience. I prepare myself for those so that I can show the universe, hey, I'm on board with you. I'm right here with you. Let's do this together. Patience. This is what you're learning. You're learning this duality. You're learning this two sides to every story. You're learning how to shift energy and be patient when it is time for energy to shift. You're learning that the light comes on in the darkness. You're learning that in order to remember what it's like to have hope, you have to be patient. You have to realize that not everything is going to be you suffering in silence. Not everybody is here to deceive you. This whole life, this whole world is here for your greatest benefit, for your greatest experience. You determine what that greatest experience is based off of what you expect to experience. And when you put out what you expect to experience, that's when it comes back. But you have to be patient in waiting for it to come back, because once you wait patiently and you know and expect, that's when it happens. So let's just get a little bit more guidance on this. Okay. You guys have quite a bit of these. I need to sneeze, so. Oh my goodness. I usually only sneeze 3 times in a row. All right. Oh. Okay. Your guides were like, no, we're going to put these back. I just want one. There we go. I just want one. Okay. Yeah. The back of the deck, beneath the surface, what's really driving you? True motivation, breaking free. So what are your true motives here? What is driving you forward? This is about you waking up to your dream. This is about you waking up to exactly what you want to experience. So what is it that is driving you forward? Is what's driving you forward this fear that at some point in time, you're going to end up suffering in silence because you've gone through all of these situations where people have just been assholes. Like, there's no way, shape, or form of changing that message. This is just how people have been. So this is what you expect to experience. And if you're patient long enough, you'll experience it, because this is how it always goes. But what if that little shred of hope that you feel inside your heart and your soul is what is actually motivating you, rather than the expectation of deception? if what's motivating you is that shred of hope, then that hope is going to build and build and build and build and build. And if you're patient long enough, then the seed of hope that is planted is what is going to grow. But you have to be patient and trust that that will grow into a bright, glowing ball of clarity and peace and prosperity for you. But you're the one that's going to determine that based off of what you are motivated on. What is motivating you? So we have follow the stream, dedication, trust, the future rivers and oceans right here. Like I said, when the light comes back on, you're able to see the mountains, you're able to see the rivers and the oceans and the streams. You're able to see all the things that you wish that you could have been able to see before. You're finally able to see them. You're finally able to see all that natural beauty. And the truth is this isn't about anything outside of you. All of this natural beauty is something that is contained within you. It's all beneath the surface. And once you figure out, I want to be motivated by hope. I want to be motivated by truth, by peace, by prosperity. I want to be motivated by what makes me, me. I want to be motivated by me living my happiest existence, my dream existence. That's what my motivation here is. That's my core, my foundational motivation to keep moving forward. So I'm going to trust in that motivation. I'm going to trust in that being the driving force behind every action and reaction that I have and take and make. And in that sense, it's all going to be driven by truth, clarity, peace, love, hope, by what I can have, by what my life is meant to look like, by the dream that is being made manifest into my reality. So what else? Thank you. On the back, we have forge, don't follow. This is about you creating the path for yourself. It says pave a new path. Be the leader that you wish you had. And sometimes that is the hardest thing that we have to do, is being our own leader, because we want to know that we have somebody that we can reach out to. We want to know that we have some sort of support system. But sometimes we are meant to be the support system in order to create that. And it's not about not asking for help. Yeah, you can get help. Yeah, you can ask for advice. Yes, but you're still the leader of your life, which means this isn't about you saying, okay, well, this person said this thing about this place of work, and now I'm going to believe that intrinsically. No, this is about you saying, you know what, that's the experience that you had, but that's not going to be the experience I'm going to have. My experience is going to be, and then you define what your experience is going to be based off of what hopeful expectations you have, and then watch as that unfolds. This is about you taking the power within your own hands and saying, this is what I'm going to have in my reality. And now you're waking up to the dream. Why? Because you're weaving the dream in every waking moment of your life. We have We the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, and birth is a portal. When we choose to give birth to a new way of being and a new existence and a new self, now we're choosing that this is the path that is right for me. And with We the Hathors, this is about you realizing that you have the ability to birth something new into your existence. And it doesn't matter whether or not you had a good, solid foundational point of what birthing or motherhood is. We don't always have that. Sometimes it's about choosing our own ways. And this doesn't have to be about motherhood in general or in specific. This is motherhood in general. This is motherhood in the overall sense. I'm a mom to my dog. Why? Because I care and I love for my dog. I'm a mom to so many of my friends because I care and I love for them in the same way that I care and I love for my children. It's just who I am. So that is one way in which I engage in a deep love that has to do with mothering. So we have healing the mother line. And it says healing ancestral work, mother line, and growing up. You see here, when we choose to engage in this kind of energy of, I'm going to choose this as my dream. This is my dream. This is my path. This is what I know is right for me. Now we're choosing to romance the love back into our life. We're romancing the universe and saying, let's dance together. Let's play together. Let's have this hope. Let's have this love. And you guys are healing deep-seated wounds from your mother's line. And when you're healing mother wounds or father wounds or any of those, yes, it is like the darkness is daunting and will never end. But that doesn't mean that a light does not come on at some point in time. We have open, say yes, expand through the extremes and trust life. So this is about you choosing to open yourself up more fully, more completely to everything that this world has to offer, everything that this path has to offer, this hope that you have in your heart. This isn't about you asking for help and having learned helplessness. This is about you asking for help and realizing that there are people that want to meet you at the table as an equal. And that may not be something you're used to. Maybe there are mother wounds that are sitting there saying, you can't have this and you can't do that and this and that and whatever. And you know what? My mom was that way. My mom is very fear-based, and she doesn't necessarily realize that that is a motivational factor for her. But I recognize that's one of her motivational factors. And because I was able to recognize that, I was able to be patient with how she perceives the world versus how I perceive the world and make sure that her perceptions are her own rather than my own. And we are able to flow together. And that brings more hope into a more genuine connection as well. It depends on what you want your dream to be. But right now, this is about your dream, you waking up to the reality that is you creating the dream of your life. So let's get one final message for bibliomancy. We're going to have a little bit of noise here. So, okay. I'm not there. Okay, so we have the hare. It says, because the hare is a nocturnal creature, it carries all the symbolism of the moon. Light in the darkness, concealed wisdom, arcane information, intuition, and the goddess. The moon is symbolic of rebirth and resurrection because of its visible phases, and the hare shares these qualities too. So I'm not going to read any further than that, but you guys may want to look up the symbolism of hare, but this is about the light coming on in the darkness for you. The biggest step forward in your life is allowing that light to be shown and allowing that light to shed forth onto everything in your life. Choosing to expect the best rather than expect the worst. Choosing to no longer have to sit in silence and misery, but to be your truest self. That is how you wake up to the dream. All right, pile one, this is what I have for you. Thank you so much for everything. If this resonated, please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell. You guys can also comment in the comment section below, and don't forget to check the description box for links to donate. Love you guys. Bye. Hello, pile two. If you chose the second rune, the eye rune, as well as this image, this is about how you can wake up into your dream reality. So I want to show you this image, and this hand really, really sticks out to me, but it's more about the assurance of the figure in the card. Now, the figure in the card, there's no face, there's no indication of persona, but you can see a gateway to the heavens. There is this seeming pond here, and there is a gateway above with a handprint. The eye rune talks about sight, vision, foresight, being able to see into things, the perspective that we hold, but it also talks about the eye of Horus. There's also the eye of Thoth. So this is really talking a lot about that spiritual wisdom, that spiritual insight. So how can you wake up to your dream? Wake up from the nightmare, or wake up from the illusions and wake up directly into the dream that you have for your life. It's by recognizing the strength that you have within your own spiritual being, the strength that you have within your own gifts, the strength that you have within your third eye. There is an energy here, pile two, of just deep, profound, unadulterated wisdom that is something that is from a whole other realm of being. It's like part of you exists within this dimension and part of you exists within another dimension. And the totality of you exists within a dimension that our brain can't even fathom. It can't even process. And it's like layers and stacks and cups and like Russian dolls. But in reality, there is only one. It's that concept of there is no spoon. There is one spoon, but there is no spoon either. And when you realize that there's no spoon, then the spoon that you hold can do just about anything that you want it to. So if you realize that there is no nightmare, there is no illusion, there is only the dream. And so because there is only the dream state that you will exist within that we call reality, but that you know to be a dream, is one in which you have ultimate power over being able to bend and shift and change the reality and the perception of anything in order to suit exactly what it is that you want, need, or perceive yourself to be deserving of, worthy of, or meant to experience within this realm and this existence. It's like everybody else is looking through the lens of a mirror or a looking glass or what have you. And you see the reality of it, but you also see the outline of the looking glass. Wow, there's an energy here of strength and spirituality blending together, melding together, creating a foundational cornerstone of truth. And the truth is what you determine it to be. It doesn't matter what I tell you the truth is, because the truth is what you know it to be. Wow. Okay. So let's get a little bit deeper into this, because your energy is the energy of the sage. It's the energy of the mystic. It's the energy of the person who sees and knows and understands and yet doesn't need the explanation, but also needs to over-explain things. It's a very curious dualistic energy here. Yeah, solar plexus. So we have your personal power. We're going back to this spiritual strength. So this is about you awakening your solar plexus energy. When we go through a solar plexus awakening period, this is a time frame in which all of our insecurities or doubts and anything that has held us back from experiencing the totality of who we are, it comes to light. So we have to look at all the things that we've been telling ourselves. I don't know why I'm yawning with this pile so much, but there's a lot of energy to be moved here. And then we have disruption, the card 16, which also doubles as the Tower card. So this is about sometimes when we realize that we have a sense of personal power in a situation, we have to actually become the tower. It's not that we enable or enact a tower moment. It's that we become the tower itself. That means that we come into a situation and we say, this is who I am. This is my personal power, and I am going to topple everything else. And so we know that we're creating disruption or destruction, but it's like the unnecessary evil. There are some things that we just necessarily have to do in order for us to be able to step more fully into our spiritual strength, in order for us to be able to connect to our higher selves, to our truest selves. We have to become the disruption. We have to stand in our power and say, my own personal power is going to disrupt the energy in the airwaves. And I understand that it's going to do that, but I'm not going to back down just because I understand that that's what it's going to do. I'm actually going to stand more firmly in my truth and in my power. And then I'm going to create from this point. Yeah, crown chakra. This is because a part of you knows. Look at this. This is literally like major arcana and core cards. This is the truth, the energy. In order to step into your own spiritual sovereignty, your own dream, to wake up to your dream, it's literally waking up to the power within your own spiritual authority. It's spiritual sovereignty right here and right now for you, ready for you to take a hold of it. But there's this energy of letting yourself see that you are more than just what is being expressed within this realm. Let's see what the healing waters have to say. I get a really strong starseed energy with you guys. I'm seeing Antares. if I say anything that resonates with you, but that you don't understand, and please know I don't understand either, because I'm still studying this stuff and learning, but I'm seeing ANATERS and Taurus or something like that. I'm seeing that really, really strongly with this pile. Also Polaris, which used to be our North Star. Or is our North Star? You guys could check out Spiritualistic. Colleen was Spiritualistic. She is a wizard when it comes to this stuff. She knows this in and out. Okay, what else do they need to know? Okay, we've got 2 of them here, but on the back it says, let it rain, allowing what is, inevitability, and trust. So this is about you guys really stepping into a state of trusting yourself, first and foremost. Why? Because you guys are going through a metamorphosis. You guys embracing transformation and recognizing that there are things that have changed, things that are different. That is this disruption card. That is the blending together of the solar plexus and the disruption. That's one way for you guys to wake up, is for you guys to go to say, you know what, things just aren't the same that they were before. And that's okay. I'm okay with things not being the same as they were before. Why? Because I have consistency, patience, persistence. I am willing to put in the time. I'm willing to put in this gentle, loving force. While other people see it as disruption, what I see it as is this constant structure, this constant awareness that, yes, things may seem like they're being destroyed. Things may seem like they're falling apart, but what they're really doing is they're transforming, just like the water meets the earth. When water rushes over the earth, it takes time, millennia, for the water to break a path through, to have this definitive path. This is how I go. When I go down this mountain, I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go there, and I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to go in a waterfall, and then I'm going to land in this body of water. And I know I'm going to do that because I know that all the water that came before me has spent X amount of time working on this path, building this path, wearing this path down. And it wasn't about rushing through it and using lightning to literally strike this path into it. When us humans go and we decide this is the road that we're going to take, or this is the road that I'm going to build, we come in with axes and hammers, and we come in with these big pieces of equipment. We come in and we do all this damage. But when water decides it wants to take a path, it takes time. It takes flow. It takes consistency. It takes dedication and determination. It takes knowing I'm going to disrupt the natural everything of this landscape, but I'm going to continue to do this because I know that this is right. I apologize, you guys. So let's get a little bit more. This is a Starseed Oracle. So I want to get just a little bit more information for pile 2. Man, there's a lot of information that wants to come forth from the star seeds for you guys. Okay, we have Earthed. It says learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. This is just like the recognition that I can forge my path like water, or I can forge my path like human. I can say I'm going to embody the water, and this is the path I'm going to take, but I'm going to work slowly and over time with the earth element. I'm going to slowly build my pathway through. I'm going to be very dedicated. I'm going to allow certain things to happen and allow certain things to flow how it is meant to, because I understand that there are greater forces outside of myself in this human expression. But I also understand that my highest self is being expressed in a realm in which we're all flowing together and working together. And I trust that connection, that strength, that spiritual awareness. Yeah, empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. This is why you're willing to take that slow and dedicated path, because you're choosing a path that is right for you. And when we choose a path that's right for us, we have to realize all the things that we're absorbing and the belief systems that we're taking on that aren't ours to take on. And when we express ourselves in the realm of humanity as a whole has a lot of perceptions of what truth is. But this truth is about as fluid as a waterfall. And it can do about as much damage as crashing to the bottom. You know, when you jump off a waterfall, you don't necessarily know. You guys don't know necessarily what's at the bottom of the waterfall unless that waterfall's path and ending has already been mapped by another person and you trust that other person to know what they're talking about. So if, say, for instance, Joe Blow down the street came up to you and said, let's jump off this waterfall, there's nothing underneath it but like 20 feet of water and any kind of velocity and whatever, once you hit the water, it will slow your velocity down enough that you're not even going to hit the bottom. You're just fine. But the reality is that Joe Blow over down the street really hasn't ever charted it. He's just going based off of some information that he got from Susie Says a Lot down the alleyway or what have you. If your guys' name is Joe or Susie, I do apologize. This is just literally me trying to use a metaphor that my guides are showing me. So when we hear things in that way, it's hearing things through the grapevine or it's like playing the telephone game when you're a kid. Somebody knows something, they say something to somebody else and that person says that same thing. But over time, the thing gets shifted and changed a little bit. Now you're jumping off a waterfall and down at the bottom is nothing but jagged rocks. And so you realize I've made a grave mistake in judgment by trusting this person instead of vetting it for myself or going through some kind of company that actually has spent X amount of time charting this path. Now, when you're charting your own path for the first time in your life, you're the one that has to vet it. You're the one that has to figure out, well, what's at the bottom of the waterfall? So in order to do that, you have to allow yourself to be a part of the journey of discovery, but realize you're not the waterfall and you're not the jagged rocks. You're not Joe Blow and you're not Susie Says a Lot. You are you. And so you have your own unique place in this realm, and it's up to you to determine what is the truth for you. Is the truth for you what Joe Blow says? Is the truth for you what Susie Says a Lot says? Is the truth for you what the jagged rocks at the bottom of the waterfall are saying? Or is the truth for you whatever you choose to make of all of the different pieces and disparate parts of this energy and information in order to take what would be once a disruption to your own personal power and say, you know what, I'm going to stand in my own spiritual strength and say, this is my truth. This is my path. I'm not going to absorb what isn't mine anymore because I'm going to choose what path and purpose and truth is right for me in this exact moment. And then you do exactly that. That's how you wake up to the dream. The dream is literally individual sovereignty. Wow. Okay. Wow. Let's get a little bit more. Okay. These two wanted to come out. So we have the thorn, protection, boundaries, and clear communication. And this is how you do it. When you decide, this is how I'm going to live my life. This is how I'm going to forge my path. This is how my truth is going to be. What you're determining in that moment is this is what my boundary line is. So I'm drawing this line right here in the sand. This is my boundary. So my boundary is if you want to tell me or if you want to suggest that we jump from the top of the waterfall to the bottom of the waterfall, you have to tell me what your credentials are in knowing what comes at the top and what also comes at the bottom. And if you can't tell me that definitively with some sort of physical, tangible proof, my physical, tangible body is going to say, nuh-uh. And now I'm hearing the song, nuh-uh. So we've got the Holy Grail. Stop the endless searching. It's an inner quest. So all of this is all a metaphor for your inner world. So I can sit here and tell you, this is the dream. This is how you wake up. But the truth is that you have to figure out how to wake up for yourself. And it's in not searching, but in knowing. And then we have healing the motherline, healing ancestral work, motherline, and growing up. So this is about you saying, this is the right path for me. This is the right purpose for me. This is the right truth for me. This is the right whatever for me. And then saying, I'm going to put this all forth. This is where I'm going to do. So when you put down this boundary, you say, this is my boundary. This is what I know is right for me. Sometimes that is us going against what we've learned. So we've learned that we have to trust Joe Blow down the street, or we have to trust Susie Sizzle down the alleyway. We've learned that we have to trust these certain things or these certain people because that's who our parents have trusted. That's who our grandparents have trusted. But the water didn't trust those things. The water didn't trust those people. The water trusted its own inner knowing and the knowingness that came from it interacting with the different elements within this earthly plane. No one else is going to tell water, well, you can't chart that path because Susie says that there is all of this there. No, that's not how it works. So why would that work any differently than you? Why do you separate yourself from the water or the waterfall or the earth that it flows over or the jagged rocks at the bottom? Why do you separate yourself from these things when really we are all interconnected? And that is one of the parts of your own individual spiritual strength. That is part of your own spiritual sovereignty. And when you realize that, hey, I'm interconnected with all of these things, so I can learn a lesson from literally a drop of water, drip, 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 drip. I can choose to learn this lesson from this part. Or I can listen to Susie Says a Lot down the alleyway because my mom listened to Susie Says a Lot's mom, or my grandmother listened to Susie Says a Lot's grandmother. Joe Blow, who probably doesn't actually know what he's talking about, he has more authority than I do. Why? Because his father is somebody that my father respected, and therefore he must be somebody that I'm meant to respect, except that my respect goes along with the people that have this higher level of awareness, this higher level of understanding of what it means to be a part of the whole, but not to be of the whole, or to be of the whole, but not really fully engage in it, to be a part of this world, but to not be of the world, to realize that I'm part of the whole of everything, but I am not the whole of everything, which does not put me elevated above anything else, including the tiny little bug that just flew by my window. And as Susie Says a Lot, going to argue with me? Yeah, she might, but I am the water and I am the earth. I am the rocks at the bottom and I am the air that flows in tandem with the waterfall. I am one and the same and all and none all at the same time. And Susie Says a Lot or Joe Blow down the street, they just simply don't understand. But that is not for me to help and to force them to understand. True spiritual sovereignty and true spiritual strength comes from embodying, leading, and being. Wow, pile 2. This is how you wake up from the dream. So we're going to do just a little bit of bibliomancy. Let's get you guys a sign or symbol. So we have a prayer stick. This is a fetish object belonging to the Native American tradition. Prayer sticks vary in size and materials, but all of them share the same intention, that of carrying prayers to the gods by means of the feathers that are attached to the stick in such a way that they flutter in the breeze. Now, I'm also seeing here this bird, which could be a hawk, it could be an eagle, but those feathers that soar high and above. This is about you recognizing that you have a direct line, a direct connection to a higher realm, a higher understanding, a higher perspective, and a higher power. Whether or not Joe Blow or Susie Says a Lot says you do. That's how you wake up. All of this is. The funny thing is not a single way of this message coming through really is about you waking up. It's just about you seeing the truth. What if you're already awake? What if you were never asleep to begin with? All and nothing are equivalent here. Pile 2, this is what I have for you. This was quite profound, and I want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you to your guides, my guides, and the Great Spirit for connecting these energies and helping them flow through. If this resonated, you can like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell. You could also comment in the comment section below, and don't forget to check the description box for links to donate to my channel. Pile 2, I love you all, and I will see you at my next reading. Bye. Hello, Pile 3. If you chose the third rune, the Sun rune, as well as this particular image, this is how you can wake up to your dream reality. So I thought about talking about all the things that came in between filming pile 2 and filming your pile and all of that, because I think of all of those things as symbolic. But the core of all of that, the core of all of this really comes down to this material harvest along with this energy here. When you are trying to remember that the dreams that you have, the goals that you have, that these things are meant to be a part of your everyday life. You're trying to remember that hope and that faith and that love that you had for these things that are meant to be brought into your material world. Pile 3, you're the independent one. You're the one that's like, no, I'm going to dance to the beat of my own drum. I'm going to walk through this gateway and I'm going to shine myself forward. It's literally like you've seen how all of these things kind of play out and play in together, and now you're ready to move forward. So waking up from a reality or waking up from an illusion, waking up from whatever it is that we tell ourselves it can't be, it's waking up from the illusion of what we tell ourselves into a state of, this is what I can say. This is how it can be. So you could have this discord. Say you're hanging out with a person and this person has a certain demeanor and you could be like, oh my gosh, everything is wrong. But that person could just be like, I just don't feel like I want to express any kind of affect. But that doesn't mean that they're not happy. It doesn't mean that they're not this or that, but they're not as expressive as you are. This is about you learning how to fully express yourself and realize that everybody gets to do their own thing, but you're going to shine your light. And people can meet you how you are. People can come to you, come to your table because you have all of this stuff to share. And so, yeah, you could build this illusion of this is wrong or that is wrong or this interaction isn't going to go right or what have you. But that's nothing more or less than just an illusion woven because of an interpretation based off of an illusion. We're all built differently. And you're beginning to move into a phase and a state within your life, within your journey, in which you realize I'm built differently. I'm built to shine. I'm built to gather all of the material things that I have built together. I am built to bring these all together, to have gratitude and thanks, but to let them shine forth from the truth of who I am and how I am and what I know, and allow that to bring forward to me all of the different pieces, the different people, the different things, all of this and that is meant for me. Give me just a moment, guys. All right, pile 3. Thank you for that pause. My son's school was calling. He took a soccer kick, I guess. It wasn't really a soccer cleat and it wasn't a soccer ball, but one of his friends thought his face was the soccer ball, and I don't know. There's always something. Anyway, we're going to shift completely. So we're talking about you shining your light, you shining forth and being really in touch with this material harvest that is you. So I want to look a little bit deeper into how you can wake up to your dream reality. All right, so we've got accelerated motion, solitude, interesting, and sacrifice. Okay. One of the things here, and it's definitely something I've been picking up in this energy, is independence. This is an energy that says you realize that your perception, that your way of being, that your interactions, that just everything about you is different. It's different than the people that you grew up with. It's different than the people that you work with. It's different than the friends that you have cultivated, the friendships that you've cultivated over the course of your life. You're just not quite the same as everybody else. And as soon as you accept that differentness, that uniqueness that is you, pile 3, that's when you realize, look at everything that I've built. Look at everything that I have. Look at all that I have to offer. Look at all that I have to be grateful for. Yes, I've had to do a lot on my journey. Yes, I have had to sacrifice a lot. Yes, I have lost a lot. But you know what? This sacrifice card literally has a rainbow coming down to her. It's this recognition that, yes, I have had to sacrifice some connections in my life, or some this or some that. And I've had to go on these journeys on my lonesome by myself. I've had to do these things for me and by myself. But it's led me to this place of knowing my worth, knowing my value, knowing my truth, knowing what I can create, knowing what I have within me as a capability and a possibility. And that in and of itself is worth its weight in gold. That in and of itself has put me forth on a path that has me significantly more advanced. And that's okay. It's okay to be more advanced, because that is part of the dream that you hold, pile 3. So let's get a little bit more information here. We're working with the Healing Waters card. So first we have making waves. Momentum is building. It's your time and achievement. So this right here, it's you recognizing as long as I focus on what is right for me, what is going to come in for me is exactly as it's meant to. And it's not just what, but who. There are people that are ready and willing to come in. They don't want to take from you, but they want to partake in this action with you. It's like something that my best friend Rachel said to me about her friends talking about her leaving and moving here, was that they're going to miss being able to spend time with her because they can be alone together. And that's something that she may not realize that she cultivates in connections. She cultivates this ability to be alone while also being together with other people. So you get to do exactly what you need for yourself. And it's really quite a beautiful thing. Okay. And then we have the Well Maidens: kindness, respect, reverence, and compassion. On the back, we have Into the Unknown. I literally just heard the song from Frozen 2 with Into the Unknown. Underworld, depth, courage, facing your fears. Now, this is the thing. You operate on this frequency of knowing that we all have these leaps and bounds that we have to take. We all have these moments in life in which, in order to be able to go where we want to go, we have to leap into a place of the unknown. We have to take this chance. And that is a dream reality of yours, because you're always willing to leap into the unknown. You're always willing to be like, okay, I am going to do this and I'm going to fly and I know I'm going to do that. But when there are other people that have to take that leap, you also are able to stand there and hold out your hand and say, I know how scary this can be. I know how terrifying this can be. And I've been there before. It may not be in the way that your exact leap into the unknown is, but I do know what leaping into the unknown looks like. And so I'm here to hold the space for you to know that you're not alone. And you do this for people, and it shows your independence, but it also shows your strength, your kindness, your compassion, your givingness. And that shows, in another way, it also shows the world that way of being is strong and powerful, and that you're able to create the dreams that you desire for your life from that state of being. And so many people believe that this has to be a dog-eat-dog world. You have to be cutthroat. You have to do this. You have to do that. It's like one of my former managers it was literally like, if you don't cut this person off and propel yourself forward, you're holding yourself back and you're diminishing this and you're doing that. No, it's not that way. It's not that way. You don't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be a constant battle and competition between you and everybody else. I work under the premise that we all rise or we all fall. That's my truth. That's how I build my dream. I build my dream reality based upon everyone unifying together. We unify in our own way, but we all build each other up. You have a lot of that same energy. Yeah, we've got jump in, Andromedan energy, adventures, say yes to change. And then lost lands, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. This is exactly it. You have the energy of knowing other people have what their place is. And because you know that no matter what place you get to, you've experienced it before in some way, shape, or form. Yes, we have the cosmic heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. You're learning how to bend and flow and build your life based off of exactly what your life is meant to be. And what your life is meant to be is determinate. It's determined from your heart, from your soul, not from anybody else, but from you, pile 3. You determine what your life is going to be. And that's why for a big portion of you, you don't even need any like practical tools or steps or anything like that. It's literally like you open your eyes and you have already awoken into your reality, your dream reality. So it's like you just needed some confirmation. Yeah, on the back, we have the Great Mother, surrender to the mystery and fall into her arms. We've got into the unknown, surrender to the mystery, adventure, leaping in. There's a lot here where you just know that this life, there's no special code. There's no special technique. There's no special this or that, because we all are the special whatever. It's like there's no special sauce. You are the special sauce. And then we have the Rose of Venus, alignment, flow, right relationships, and harmony. And the Mystic Rose, compassion, devotion, humility, humanity, and grace. I feel like, seriously, compassion, respect, kindness, reverence. This is literally the same energy on repeat on all of these cards, and it's just a confirmation. This is exactly what you're meant to do, who you are. What you're doing is what you're meant to do. Who you are is who you're meant to be. You're already living your dream reality. You've been doing it. It may look different from day to day, but that's the beauty of dreams, is that they bend and they meld and they flow and they change and they shift based off of who we are. But this is about you recognizing that you are your strongest support, your most potent component. It's just, you are everything that you need to be. So we're going to do some final bibliomancy. Your guys' is like the quickest reading, and I love it. I'm here for it. So we have, garlic. Garlic has strong antiseptic qualities and is good for warding off disease. As a vegetable symbol of protection, garlic really is second to none. Its most famous use, arguably, is as a talisman to ward off vampires. The garlic needs to be tied to the bedhead in an attempt to dissuade these demonic creatures. So there's more to it, but this is about you guys recognizing that you have to protect your own mind from energy vampires, your own energy from energy vampires. You learned the hard way, the long way, the solo way. The people are going to want to take. So when you have this material harvest, people are going to want to take, but it's about you coming to the table as an equal and saying, yeah, you may want to take this, but this is my bounty and I have it to offer to share. But you have to meet me like an equal. That means that we have to be on the same journey together. We have to be similar, or we have to at least be able to commingle and get along. And if you can't do that, then this is not what it's meant to be. And you have this ingrained awareness of how to protect your energy from energy vampires. And from there, you just grow. So this final message is really about you protecting your energy, because you're already living your dream. And people don't like that. People don't like people living their dreams. They don't, because they're jealous, because they don't know how to do it for themselves. But that's not your fault. That's not your problem. And that is not your path. Your path is in embracing yourself, embracing your truth, embracing your journey, and embracing living your dream reality, and sitting at the table with your harvest and saying, this is what I have to offer, and shining the truest nature of who you are. All right, pile 3. This is what I have for you. You guys are rock stars. You are awesome. I am in awe of you, but I am also truly, truly, deeply grateful and blessed to have you on my channel. So thank you. Thank you to your guides, my guides, the Great Spirit, for connecting our energies, facilitating these messages. Thank you so much. Pile 3, if this resonated, please feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. And check out the description box for links to donate to my channel. I love interacting with you guys. And until next time, I will see you later. Have a wonderful day. Bye.